Okay, well, first, let me start by saying it's really good to be with all of you. We're just working through some technical pieces. We're going to have the presentation up. Okay, well, while we do that, I just want to say how incredibly proud I am of all of you and your dedication to education. And one day, I imagine you all to be leaders around the world contributing to change. So we're going to talk a bit about resiliency today. So as you can see, I'm not in the military uniform, but I did get a chance to serve my country proudly. And I'll talk a bit about that and how today resiliency has helped me be a better leader, be a better father, and be a better friend. So first, let me say adversity is not a barrier, but rather an opportunity to become even stronger through resilience and perseverance. Many of you will probably know that there are many definitions of resilience, but we'll tell you the definition from our perspective. Resiliency is the ability to bounce back from adversity. It is not about never experiencing failure, but about overcoming those challenges and achieving the results you set forth in your life and your career and even in your family life. Let me start with a story about a young man that I met when I was your age. He was 17 years old. His parents were from a middle-class society. They were receiving government support for food. They were living in a neighborhood that was influenced by severe poverty. This same 17-year-old, 5 years later, became a decorated military veteran who served his country and even spent 2 years fighting in the war in Afghanistan. By the end of his service, this young man had achieved the unthinkable. The U.S. military awarded him with the Joint Service Commendation Medal. They awarded him with 2 Army Commendation Medals. He received 4 Army Achievement Medals. He also received the Global War on Terrorism Medal and also the North Atlantic Treaty Organization Medal. But while he was growing up, he remembered his mother fighting to provide for the family, depending on government resources, and he remembered all too well what it meant and felt like to just try to have food for his sister and family. But he needed to look beyond that moment. He needed to be someone who could contribute to change. This is where his story began, and he decided to join the Army at 17 to contribute to a greater cause. How many of you are 16 here? Okay, how many of you are 17? Okay, very good. Well, let's talk about this story rather quickly. At 17, I was sitting where you were, in an auditorium, trying to decide what I was going to do. And when I went into the U.S. military, after 2 years of training, I received orders to go to Afghanistan to fight in the war. Life is about conflict. There's only one way forward, and that is through the storm, no matter what storm you face. And during my first year in Afghanistan, I experienced bombings, loss of friends, everyday issues in life. And then when I went home after the war, I received a medical evaluation that said I was 100% disabled. They said that I had injuries to my feet. They said that I had post-traumatic stress disorder. They said that I had severe anxiety. And they say I would no longer potentially be able to rejoin society after fighting the war. These experiences could have left me paralyzed with grief, yet I chose to transform these experiences of pain into power. And despite these challenges, I channeled all of my energy into entrepreneurship because I believed I could continue to serve my community, and so can you. This drive to succeed overcame my disability. It was my motivator. Now, after getting recognition supporting the United States government and also the technology industry, I went on to join a political group. I became a politician in America. I advocated for the community. I was working with 80,000 people, just like you, all looking to be better, all looking to contribute. But my journey did not stop there. I even went as far as engaging into television, speaking to millions of people. And through each chapter of my life, I was committed to exemplifying the art of building resiliency, demonstrating that no matter the trials we face in life, we have the capacity to rise, adapt, and thrive, and so do you. It was Frederick Nietzsche who said, "He who has a why to live can bear with almost any how." If you ask this young man what made me so resilient, it was having a purpose and a working each day to serve that purpose. And this was my story. So as we think about what I'm sharing here today, what do you think my motivations were? Was it money? How many people believe it was money? Was it ambition? How many people believe it was ambition? Okay, very good. What about family? How many people think it was family? Okay, very good. And how many people thought that I wanted to contribute myself to a larger purpose? Okay, we got some hands. And that shall also be your vision in life. You shall commit yourselves to a larger purpose. And one day you will stand in a room like this, and on the other side, the hands will be raised for you. Now, as we come to our closing here, imagine where you are in life today. I want you to visualize where you want to go. I want you to think about what it will take. It will take you to be physically fit. It will take you to be mentally fit. It will take you to understand that failure is a part of this journey. But right now, you have to make a decision, what you want to do. But find your motivation. Make sure that that motivation can carry you as far as it carried me. Okay, so rather quickly, some challenges that will be faced by all of you transitioning to adult life. Many of you are going to have responsibilities representing your families. You're going to have to pay the bills. These are going to be things you're going to encounter. Many youth also struggle with health. I know you all. What's happening with COVID, you couldn't see your friends. That was a very hard time. It was a very hard time for me. I know it was a very hard time for all of you. And unemployment and financial issues. You will have to face these challenges in life, but I assure you that every person next to you, to the left and right, is a part of a community. You can all depend on each other. And if you follow what I will tell you, you will find out that you are more resilient than you think. What I learned about resiliency is the ability to adapt and recover from adversity. But what I learned about resiliency in the world of war is three things. Self-affirmation of success. I want you all to say, yes, I can. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And now you can believe that. So finding your motivation, something that would motivate you beyond material. And lastly, be ready to fight for it and never give in. Now, how resiliency applies to everyone, you have to adopt a motto. And I will leave you with 4 mottos today before we close out. The very first motto is, I will never accept defeat. The very second motto is, I will win no matter what the challenge is. The third motto is, there will be days I lose, but the days I win, I will change the world. And lastly, winning is necessary. So therefore, I will win. Do you all believe that you will win? Well, then therefore you will win. Now, as we come to the very end, some tips for building resiliency. Cultivate a positive mindset. Every day you wake up, believe you can do it. You must say a motto. You must believe the motto. And you must challenge yourself to achieve more. The next thing is build a strong support network of friends and family. Everyone in this room is a friend. Everyone in this room has family. You can work together and depend on each other. And lastly, practice mindfulness and self-care regularly. Mental health is important. Physical health is important. And thank you all for allowing me to share this with you today. And I will leave you with one word or one statement. In this life, you will be facing many challenges. But I believe in you. I'm 100% sure that you can achieve the impossible, and therefore you will achieve the impossible.